there we are.
I think we got through that without flaming them too bad. Don't get us wrong, Team Shiba. We love you. I like your dog. I just gotta look. If I'm not mean, chat won't like me.
You're being a realist, that's it. And I respect you for that.
You know, realists is like the only people who say they're realists are jerks. Maybe I'm a jerk.
Well, there you go. You heard it first. In the meantime, it's going to be Shiba who are trying their best here to get on the site. Immortals, by the way, only with 3 players remaining. And that spike might go down anytime soon, as though Dicey gets one, Kyro falls as well. Dark is trying his best, but Shiba already eliminated. Immortals quickly taking back the site.
Okay, we'll start with the good. It was a solid entry in. The bad, they had no hold post-plant. Immortals were just able to walk out onto the heaven and frag their way back into the site. And Shiba are down a pistol round quite brutally as a result. If we can get some dogs in the chat, that would probably be good. They're going to need your moral support this time around. Do you own a dog, Vincent?
Well, I'll say it like this. My girlfriend's mother is right now having 5 Labrador puppies to take care of. So, the last few weeks have been very enjoyable, to say it like
Bring it
that,
into
in the
your
dog
house,
universe.
yeah. There you go. And that is why Team Shiba are going to win. I'm changing my prediction.
I mean, there you go. There's an aggression coming in. You see this once more. The sageless setups usually come with such aggressions of the defenders as they taken it with ease. Phoenix comes around with a flash. As though Genghsta falls, Cevv is doing quite good with his classic. Takes a nice additional submachine gun. The Spectre making a quite good job of it. So this man should not really stand a chance.
No, not really any way to get into that round. You can already see Immortals getting rather aggressive across the map. I want to highlight the flash out play over at B, or sorry, A. Immediately off the start of the round, Dark thought he was all safe, and Asuna's just flashing his way in, opening things up.
One thing I love about NA is in comparison to Europe, whenever there's a team that's orgless, they don't call themselves like orgless or looking for orc. It's like actually
Call it a
homeless
fun name.
or big
Yeah.
pizza.
I like that. I actually, reminds me, I have a fun NA orgless team story for Asuna. But we do have a round starting, so I'll pay respects to Team Shiba spreading out across the map. This is a default, kind of the slowest round yet. This will be their first gun round, which means it does matter. And Immortals are piecing together that there isn't really any presence over towards A, which is why this rotates just comes through.
Yeah, and there's a lot of control they want to take. I mean, again, a good bit of information. I mean, I'm Koler falling down, which could be a quite good door opener here for Team Shiba. Asuna waits back over on A, takes that control, and this is a clear sign. If he even arrives on top mid in time here, this could work quite well, TJ.
I want to point out the Spike player is all the way over at B. Started the round split all the way over at A. Both times, the Spike has been directly opposite the core of the team.
No chance. As you say so. Well, here's the man falling. That is going to be Zescht doing a quite good job here, and once more opening up the site over on A, as there has to be a quite decent retake coming from Immortals. 20 seconds to get that spike down. This shouldn't be too much of an obstacle. Safe challenge in their hands. This one is going to fall. As there's no real information on the side of Immortals. They try to take every single gap, every corner, every single move. Get a bit closer. The only thing I'm worried about is Team Shiba Cypher, as he's so far distance. This is a wonderful wall, and Kobo might just come in time. Then he has no idea what's happening to them, and Shiba could get round number 1 and should do so.
Very well done by them. I don't know, maybe our flame was preliminary. Immortals having trouble here in round 2. Shiba not able to make either initial poke happen. And Immortals over-rotate towards the B side of the map off of their intel. They got a drone spot, and we're like, oh, it's definitely B. She were able to work their way through mid during that time. And they have that link backstab as well, shutting down the retake through door, making sure the only entrance was through the heaven rafters. Very well played. Oh, so Asuna, let me make sure I get this right.
Go ahead.
Had a CS, I believe MDL team. I think I casted them in Academy. A team called Asuna's Anime Aimers. And on that team was Kampeki, who you may remember from Spot Up, who won earlier in today. So Asuna's Anime Aimers, well represented here in the 30 bomb Invitational.
I don't know what to say about that. In the meantime, what I can say a lot about is that great A site to take. Then once more comes in from Shiba. I mean, they surely had a bunch of casualties there on A long, which costs them a bit. If now the short player can be found by Koler, that could be very advantageous. In the meantime, he most definitely has been hurt. Shiba again with the capability to get that one working. As in the meantime, Kyro finds a frag. Shiba having a man advantage and that bomb down.
Dicey will be shoving out here with vision. So maybe they can kind of pressure door as well. But Shiba have done the same thing they did previously, which is lock out the door entrance back onto the site. So the retake from Immortals has to be rafters only.
That information gained by Shiba should now just pretty much get him a clear side on it. Kyro finds another and a triple that comes his way. Exactly what you're all looking for, Shiba, as that Omen just comes around and sneaks around, makes that one work, and makes it look fairly easy. Immortals,
frankly, I question Immortals going for that retake. Like, that wasn't a round that I would have wanted to push into. And as a result of all their players dying that round, they have very little money this one. You're going to see light armor, pistol across the board, SMG for Jcstani.
Cover going out. Revealing area.
And as now, Shiba is in a quite good position for this game. Seems like the dogs will be howling to get a bit more of a intimidating feeling for their opponent, as Immortals.
Shiba are not intimidating. There is nothing intimidating about a Shiba Inu.
Yeah, that's true. But
they are cute as hell.
They are tiny, cute little puppers, that's true.
They found my wire.
Shiba did try and be intimidating. They had a little bit of double stack waiting for the aggression out of A. It did go badly wrong.
Ooh.
Instead, they'll execute over towards B with the entirety of Immortals running through mid on pistols, hot on their heels.
Well, TJ, who let the dogs out is the question. Shiba control of the fairly much of these. Oh, Asuna knows how to counter that. Cevv falls, and they gotta defend the spike over there on the site. Be a very narrow path and a very narrow spot where every single corner has a threat behind it. And as the time is ticking, Dark falls as well. This could be just all working for Immortals, and it pretty much does. That
Animal control is here. They're being taken to the pound. That's a pistol round win for Immortals as Team Shiba is up for adoption. 3-2. A lead back over to Immortals, but a good start for Team Shiba, who cannot be stressed enough, or a massive underdog.
Yeah,
they'll still have economy to work with in this round.
My thanks.
No AWP buy-up, just full rifle across the board. Double Sageless, worth noting. Oh, sorry. No, I missed the one over on Team Shiba.
Yep.
Sageless for Immortals.
Exactly. Yeah, well, Shiba wants to keep them on the leash, so as they might just go for a walk here over an Ascent.
I don't like those ones. I feel like you could have saved them.
I think it's better to do it now than just to keep it for the entire game.
Oh, okay. Exclusively speaking in dog puns. I'm sure that won't get old at all.
Not after round.
Don't get me wrong, I'm committing.
Yeah, we can commit to that. I don't mind.
I'm going on this walk with you, you know?
Absolutely. Well, everything's silent. No bark so far. 1 minute left on the clock. It's going to be dicey as he moves out together with Phoenix. Asuna fails, and that has to be a swift move back onto the site. And that is the case. Shiba biting and taking down the first one, as Immortals gotta make it work with now even 2 players left. B side extremely vulnerable.
This is good. Genghsta having to fall back. Does rail too, though. Dark to fall on the second. And that would be a tight spray down. Kyro is able to grab it out from underneath him, though. And Shiba will get another spike plant. And possibly another round here.
No charges. Shadows travel.
And as Immortals seems to struggle a little bit to keep it up, that's where it's tied up again. We talked in the beginning that this one should just simply not be that close. At the end, it should be pretty much not a stomp necessarily, but definitely a dominant performance by Immortals. But Shiba is picking up a quite good fight. And, well, seems like they're wagging their tail for excitement.
Poor anger. A lot of people get
anger.
that wrong. The wagging tail just means that a dog is excited, not necessarily that they're having a great time. So you'll see a dog wag their tail sometimes before they attack, like Team Shiba are doing right now.
Welcome to the vet stream of Freddy-Bot.
Team Shiba doing a really good job at changing up their map pressure. They're basically just playing defaults every round. I don't think we've actually seen a set type from them yet. But it's working really well because Immortals' rotates are frankly a little bit sloppy. He found that kill, all right. Koler down. Hell of a good start for Shiba, again investing their ultimate advantage off of the rounds they've won.
Yeah. This is a little bit worrying, isn't it? I mean, Immortals.
Only if you're an Immortals fan.
Absolutely.
I'm having a great time.
No, that's not the point, but it's worrying. It's because it's a bit surprising. Asuna now realizing nothing's on short because, well, they're a little late to the party. Already in CT, Kyro does a brilliant job, as he always has a bit of a surprise element for himself. And Immortals could consider to save up. This would probably be in their favor to just keep the weapons and possibly get 1 or 2 exits at max.
That might be the closest ranged orb kill I've seen today, and I did watch a Bordel game. Genghsta will trade back in. Shiba now in trouble on the site. Only 2 players left standing.
Only 2 players left standing, as though Bankroft has no real problem taking out Dicey, as he just waits back there along. Cypher back down on the bomb, has exactly that frag that was needed. Genghsta is eliminated. And the crucial part that I really wanted to mention here, DJ, the thing that you have to say about Immortals is this is a team that picks up 8-0 defensive side against prospects, 7-2 against Built by Gamers, 5 against Mango, even a good one against Sentinels. And right now they look in a very shaky and also considering state that something has to be changed here. Is it confidence missing? I can tell you.
I mean, it just looks a little sloppy. That retake they just did onto the site where Immortals kind of ran out onto rafters before they knew where everyone was. Just assumed that there wouldn't be a late peek from anywhere other than the site itself. I also jumped into a 1v2, even best case scenario. Just not the sort of thing you'd expect from Immortals.
That's a very good point. I mean, also wouldn't expect that, for example, Koler with such a shot. Ah, that's brilliant. That's a good job here. Cevv proving its worth. That's a good bit of information dealt. Dark just moves out. He says, you know what? You can throw as many darts as you want to! Genghsta is not having none of that! As he takes down 2 in the process. This is still not done. You probably gotta hold the phone, but Shiba just might take the call.
Dicey did just find another one. Shiba in a 2-on-2 now. Anti-eco. Oh lord! Dicey's doing so much damage. Stani will clean it up, and Immortals finally show some of that playoff form you expect from a team with as much pedigree as them.
Well,
so it's a dog
point.
jug.
Yeah, I mean, Immortals said sit to Shiba, and in the end, I worked out quite well.
You've been a bad dog. I'm sorry,
down.
I shouldn't. My dog's in the room, and she just gave me the worst look. I'm
What did
so
I do?
sorry.
TJ, listen, what is it this time?
I'm so sorry. It's all right. Shog has been pet chat.
Why is my order actually screaming at the screen? What is in there?
She's over that.
By far.
That's an adjustment we made years ago. Shiba do have, it should be noted, still a tie game against Immortals. Like, we're having fun with this match, but I want to highlight they are doing a damn good job here.
They do. They really
they
do.
are orgless right now. If you are looking to pick up a promising Valorant team, you may have found your shot.
It's gonna be a long night if we keep up with those jokes, but no worries.
Shock dart.
We'll take off the leash at one point. 4-4, and Immortals with individually so strong previous round.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. I hope
Yeah.
you have one of those retractable leashes where it'll like unspools.
Come back here. It's, well, Immortals have a lot of reach to walk with, but it might be just a little bit tighter. As Cevv is abusing the Omen smoke, and Dicey has no clue what's happening to him. He hopefully has the awareness for himself, but he whiffs the shot. Brilliant job by Cevv, and now the B site just might belong to them.
Ult in. Koler finding Cevv. That'll trade back. He's just anchoring at the very, very back inside Boathouse. And there's 3 on the round. Shiba collared here. And Kyro needs to save the round.
And Koler, a man who usually does not play Cypher, gets a 4K easily in this one. Immortals with the lead by 1, as Shiba has rather one of the cheaper investments right here. Causing them... Oh, well, I'm taking that back, actually. Pardon that. Not the cheaper ones, but a very mixed one, to put it that way, for sure.
Yeah. Kind of a Labrador of an investment. Not the biggest thing I've ever seen, but certainly large. Man, now I'm thinking about Labradors. Jcstani was a bad call.
It's very
Oh,
true.
Bankroft, over the top. Through the smoke. There's nobody watching. He's into the cubby. What good movement.
Good boy taking a bit of a parkour course right here. Asuna, in the meantime, gets a good bit of information due to his ult, as information has been found. As Dice does what he has to do, and that is a double. Mid control comes in, Asuna joins the party, and that spike somewhere in top mid, lingering and waiting.
Ooh. What a good turn from Asuna. I thought he was dead caught out there at the bottom of mid, but he's able to make the twist happen. Stani will find Bankroft, and just like that, Immortals pick up another round. They do seem to have kind of hit a wall here over on Team Shiba.
Well, it seems like they rather got to go with a bit of the silent pause. Not making too much noise in the process. But Immortals can trace them. Yeah?
I feel...
Go ahead.
I'm not sure that that's a... You just said silent pause, and I'm not sure that, first of all...
Yeah?
There is very clearly hard stone throughout this map, and dogs are not capable of walking quietly on that.
Depends on the dog. But yeah, go on.
Orbital Laser will be on the opposite side of the map. Dark and Co.
Buried.
pushing out onto the site, uncontested. Bankroft for the trade.
Oh, and they were so confident in making that one work, but they just didn't put Dicey here in the calculation, which still, though, leaves Cevv with a quite good opportunity, but it's not done yet. Cypher does a good job with that cage, eliminates any options of being caught in the process. And now, you know what? It's time to push, it's time to take it, and
very good.
No awareness from Stani, but Asuna gets it done. 7-4, might just end up with an 8, and a quite decent haul for Immortals.
I like the little plays there from Chobome. I know they lost the round, but I respect the hell out of tapping the spike and then pushing back into the angle. And Immortals, of course, had it covered, ready for the trade frag, because they're a good side themselves. If I want to criticize Team Shiba, I'm going to try and be nice. Obviously, we hold them to shorter standards than somebody like Immortals. The fact that they're keeping this relatively even is very good from them. But if I had to criticize Team Shiba, it would be that take. They didn't actually use any utility to stop the instant repeats. The trade into it is good, but then you have players playing Boathouse back of sight, as Immortals have been every single round. You need to spend utility so that you have a moment to go fight them. Because as is, they're trying to fight back inside while fighting the flankers coming in.
And as Kyro takes down 2, Shiba once more have a man advantage working for themselves. A 7-5 half is definitely something you can work with, as Immortals is a team that tends to have not necessarily a strong T site. So, options are running low. Now it's time for Genghsta to get a bit of control. He has no awareness about short. As those Cevv falls, Koler is doing exactly what is needed. Information now to be gained. Location has been revealed, and it should be a shooting gallery by now.
Team Shiba have acquired the center victory here. And again, it's over towards the B site. Finding a tiny little crack in the fence there and squeezing through it. Getting into the neighbor's yard. They've been able to do that a couple of times through exactly the same pathing, that pathing being mid to B hits. Immortals quite regularly seem to rotate a little bit early with an emphasis over towards the B side. So if you're able to consistently hit A through mid to A, you're going to find success.
$75 it is. I was thinking the last 10 seconds about anything Shiba related again, but
You're looking for the Shiba jokes.
I'm looking for it. I just don't know enough about the breed. And now, well, this start in combination
They're
with
actually kind of the worst because they're like super smart. Oh my god, he got one full blind there.
Yeah. Oh well, super smart. You said it. And well, Asuna has to check on the right-hand side. There is a gap in the wall. Bankroft just comes in and takes them one by one. Kyro joins, and this might be the 6th round that comes in for Shiba as they find players left, right, and center. Heal is also additionally brought in, and suddenly Immortals might just fail immediately in this one, and that could lead to a tie due to the lost pistol round and the worst economy up next.
Kyro will shove forward, does manage to get out of range, but he's still tagged, so I don't know why he's lingering here. Does manage to get away. I don't know why you hang out where there's X-ray vision on you. Genghsta quite obviously going to peek into you. Does get the jiggle peek spot as well. He knows where everyone is, but I'll inside them. So Shiba Inus are kind of the worst because they're super smart and as a result consistently very poorly behaved in very clever ways. So don't adopt a Shiba Inu if you're not a good dog trainer with previous experience owning a dog.
So just like a cat, basically.
No, because they're much smarter than cats, so they can really destroy stuff. Really, like, if you look at like breeds of dogs that attack people, Shiba Inus are actually kind of up there. Not because they're bad dogs, but because they're very smart and they do need to be well trained. Oh my god! Cevv after my own heart? What a good play. Let's spam through the wall.
And there Sova makes it work, at least for now, pushing them back a little bit. Which definitely changes up the strat. You see them moving back for T-spawn. Kyro that has spawned. My god, the tag though with the classic over that range is impressive. A quick look on the mini-map tells us, oh well, I think, yeah, Phoenix is a little too close for comfort, and Immortals stand a chance in this.
Shove will come in. You do still have Shiba members on the site. Just one of them now. Koler will be pushing on the flank. Bankroft stays alive, pushes out, finds 2. This is winnable now.
There's the sound. Koler could try to do something with the classic, but I doubt it's going to work. Kyro gets the final, and the pack wins. That means 7-7 is coming our way. Immortals with the last pistol round falls into the abyss temporarily. Shiba tied up again. It might just stand a chance. Shiba, this by the way would be the first game they win in this group.
Yeah, this would be kind of a huge slip up from Immortals. And it doesn't, like, we haven't seen any set takes from Immortals either, so it's just default v default. And so far, Immortals defaults are consistently worse. They didn't have any mid control at the start of that round and just got shredded by the scout that was all the way down there. The Marshal? Is that the name? Sorry, filthy CS caster. I just call it a scout when I'm playing with my friends and nobody yells at me.
I feel you. This is something that I think will never be gone.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Either way, Ace-ed attack coming in. Cypher definitely know what's up. And there's a second trap wire being put to use. Poor Phoenix, but he actually clears the site like that. And Shiba, they're the ones who gotta now just get back onto it. Because, well, those lads have done a quite decent job. That's unfortunately a bit of team damage dealt. And so they're waiting it out. Bomb has been planted, and time is not their favor.
The retake can happen, because they have enough control over the rest. Oh, not like that, though. Oh my god.
Oh, this is so strong.
They just all ran through the door. Just all of them. Literally all of them ran through the door.
Here.
I was going to say, they have enough room to, you know, because they have the control of door, they can push door and Heaven at the same time. They all ran through the door. Literally all 5 of them.
Well, a choke point is only a choke point if anyone is holding it, right?
They were!
Yeah, well, there you go. 8-7, surprisingly for Shiba. I mean, they're doing it right now. They're on the right track, and especially if they find this round, they could see Immortals on their knees economically. Whilst saying that, a quick look at Cevv tells us that something interesting is happening here.
Ooh, Dark getting aggressive here again. The Omen smoke. Good peek!
Oh, that's great! Response from Koler is there. He goes a little further. He definitely wants that, but fails to do so. And that not... It's only a frag, but... A spike down.
That was super good coordination twice there for the kills. I'm actually really impressed with those comms from Shiba. The Omen Paranoia secures 2 kills back-to-back. Off of team comms calls. And now with the player advantage, IMT are trying to shove onto a site where there is vision. There is already a 2-stack waiting for them. Kyro holding off-site, very aware of the shove.
Cover going out.
This Jet is most likely trying to right now deny any trap wires. Oh, Asuna finds Kyro, and same goes for Dicey. This bomb is hitting the ground immediately. And it seems like for the moment, you will do yourself a favor if you keep those weapons in hand. As we hear the Odin, it most likely won't do much. So, keep the big gun in hand. Try your best. The wallbang, that one worked. Stanny finds the final one. That's a 9-7. Immortals seemingly back on track.
He bought the Odin just for that wall spam he likes on the B side. I really am a gigantic fan. Team Shiba, you've won my heart. Maybe not this game, though, as their economy is currently shattered. Shiba will be struggling to win this one, which means, of course, it will be 10-7 before long. And they'll have a lot of winning to do here on the defending side.
Get out of my way!
Take flight.
There's a good bit of information has been gained. The mid position is going to be absolutely under control of the Shiba site, but that has no relevance at the moment. And they're asking themselves, wait a minute, where are all the opponents at? With the closed door, that definitely makes things a little bit more difficult, as there's still just a good chance for this. Shiba, just do it. Try it. Make it work and see where you land with this. As those pistols might be actually the kryptonite. Saying so, Asuna falls.
Camera taken out.
Chobo and Ko will shove out together. They have some control here, but they needed to deal with Koler first.
The info is so good of that. And though, in the meantime, the ult makes it work. A good bunch of casualties here, TJ, on the side of Immortals. That got a little too close for comfort, as though it worked. Shiba has not much more room to breathe.
Yeah, the problem was Shiba had no control of A main.
Yep.
And in order to win that round, you absolutely need to retake A main or kill Koler. Because they're just forming a beautiful pincer right off the bat. As is, though, good eco rounds, all things considered. Shiba, I think, can write home about that one. And now they'll have a full buy as a reward. 2 points away from match point, though. IMT. Or making Shiba work hard for it. This is going to be, it looks like a set take from IMT, one of the first of the game we've seen. Drone in for vision, then the smokes will come through door and heaven. Lightning fast take, very standard.
Yeah, very, very standard. I mean, we've seen this a few times by now. Shiba, they try to give themselves a treat with winning another round, but that just might not happen. As, again, control is in the hands of Immortal. That's a nice Sova ult, but it obviously reveals your position. Dicey knows there's at least one man in that direction, and you know what you can do, I can do forever. As Immortals tries it with their ult, Stanny takes two in the meantime, makes a third with ease. The triple is already on the Brimstone. The 11th round is not too far away from Immortals, as though Bankroft and his teammate might just try a bit better. Asuna falls. This is not done yet. Stanny on his fourth, might just want to ace. Sova might fall. It's Genghsta who's stealing it from it. But 4K, that's a brilliant job here. Immortals, just one more, two more away from success.
Man, very sad. Team Shiba do definitely put up a good showing in this game, though. I'm actually very impressed. We came into this ready for it to be kind of a wipe. And given the experience difference between the two teams, I think you have to be very proud of what you've achieved here, if you're a Team Shiba member or fan. They're not quite out of it yet. This round's going to be a rough one, though. Full reset on the buy. Nothing left.
As soon as it's embarrassing, that has been an early elimination. Poor Cevv just might have the same fate coming his way. Kyro tries to use the smoke, but here's the absolute denial. Brutal denial. Shiba with only one man alive, and that is just gonna be Phoenix. He sees where he can land, but that ain't it. 12-7, and Shiba, they had the bone, but in the end, they had to put it back and dig it deep inside.
Half points on that one, Vincent. Not your best dunk fun.
Well, I don't know. I didn't do my
You gotta buy again from Team Shiba. They'll be able to come into this round fully loaded. As you kind of have to be to own a Shiba Inu. They're quite expensive. Even if you adopt them from a pound. This will be a full take of the A site. And Immortals will get in for free.
Well, they don't really care about it at that point in time. They just go in it, as you said. That bomb is hitting the ground immediately as the C4 has been planted and kisses the concrete. Yeah, Shiba still has a chance. As Suba falls,
Deploying drone.
Cevv could get
I know
a good bunch of
exactly where
information
you
with
are.
that. And Cypher, additionally, knows exactly where everybody stands. This is the last breath of Team Shiba, and they definitely need to make it work right now. And as you see, Kyro does so. Dicey, though, knows how to reply. As one after another falls, it still isn't done yet. Immortals can make it only work with Jet. Dicey has the operator in her hands. And oh no, the shotgun nearly makes it work. That would have been too crazy. But that ain't it. And Shiba get themselves the 8. A sign of life it is.
What a sick idea, though.
Yeah.
Being at the back of the site with an AWP, you're like, man, I'm gonna pull out my shorty and just go for the 1v1 around this tight corner. I like the idea. Execution obviously didn't work out. Shiba get back on the board. Immortals still hovering at match point. Shiba benefit from that round, keep the AWP up. They stole that from the body of Dicey. And they'll be able to hand that back over to Kyro, who has been quite good this game. I think Bankroft is the real star, oftentimes playing long lurks, and that shows in his KD. This is going to be another quick shove from IMT, this time A main again. And again, Shiba playing off-site, counting on the retag. They're not even going to have vision on entry. Shiba playing so safe here. They smoke out his corner.
A bit of a deja vu we're having right now for this, as Immortals, once more hit the A side, once more successfully do so. And Shiba, the only thing they could try to really work with right now is the Omen ult. That could give them a tiny bonus, as I say so. Dicey through the cage, as he has no idea where it's coming from. He's falling down on the ground. And this elimination makes it a bit easier for Shiba to get back onto the site. Saying so, Asuna fails, start with the triple, and that means Immortals can only rely on Genghsta. But what is this man supposed to do? Kill them all? No chance.
Dark just frags out. Earlier I was complaining because Shiba had a one-note retake through the door. That time they did have a second prong. There was pressure from heaven, but it genuinely didn't matter. Dark just walked onto the site through a smoke, finds himself 3 frags, and he has been fairly quiet this entire game towards the bottom of the scoreboard. Shows up with big numbers exactly when the team needs it most. Bring this game a step closer. Immortals lightning A-Tank having been stymied multiple rounds in a row. They seem a little bit more spread out here. This is probably going to be more of a default.
Joke's over. You're dead.
As Asuna and Co, they don't want to have the same problem we saw a little bit earlier with Renegades, though I doubt that this will happen. Shiba's Odin choice is a very interesting one. We saw it earlier with the wall penetration. It at least puts the opponents in a bit more of a frightened situation.
You can't critique the Odin. Team Shiba are amazing. I love the Odin choice. It didn't work that time, but it's not the Odin's fault. Like all things,
I think they got a
there
new
are
friend
no
with
bad
you.
dogs. It's just about how it's used. Just not taught right. Here comes the push in. A side, Shiba have 2 players here ready to hold. They're both smoked off, I believe. You do have that 1 player up in heaven, but they would have site access. So this is going to be another A site retake. And again, it starts strong. Bankroft with 1.
That's a little weird to see Immortals struggle again and again and again and again. Failing in the process. Dark just tries to get for the smoke. It's not done yet. Immortals seems to be back alive. And Shiba, there's their option. Koler with the triple. That makes it work. And so we see Immortals find success. 13-9 it is.